This is Hot Mic.
Hot Mic.
On the networks of WDAY.
WDAY.
Here's Don Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2, ready to rock and roll here on a Wednesday morning. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, we're live in Jamestown, back in studio on Friday to wrap up the week and the month of May on Friday's show. Looking forward to that. Yesterday, we made sure we honored the South Dakota State baseball team. The Jackrabbits knocked off Oral Roberts this past weekend in Minneapolis to win the Summit League Championship. First time that SDSU is going to the NCAA tournament since 2013. Knocking off the Golden Eagles, who for the second year in a row are denied a chance to go to the NCAAs. South Dakota State actually has a couple of local players in our own backyard. Caleb Deere from West Fargo Cheyenne and one Trey Husar from Northern Cass, both who played for West Fargo's Patriots, the Legion team, over the last few years, now playing for the Jackrabbits. Deere is out with an arm injury, has not pitched this whole season, looking to be back in 2027. But Husar has pitched. In fact, he pitched for South Dakota State when they played Nebraska back in March. Why is that relevant? Well, when the selection show came out Monday morning, South Dakota State was put into Nebraska's regional, and they'll be heading to Lincoln, I believe, later today, he told me, for the matchup with the Huskers coming up at 3 o'clock on Friday, part of the opening day of the college baseball tournament, which we'll talk about after our interview here with Trey on how big this has gotten over the last handful of years. But this time last year, Husar was helping Northern Cass to the state baseball tournament where he was electric in the game he pitched for Northern Cass at Newman Outdoor Field. On top of the fact he was part of Northern Cass's relay team that ended up winning out in Bismarck at the state track meet a year ago. So fast forward 365 days later, he's got another huge opportunity now going to the NCAA baseball tournament. I visited with Trey yesterday afternoon to ask him about the Jackrabbits winning the Summit League and what this weekend was like.
A lot of excitement for sure. I mean, we went into the Summit League tournament. Nobody really expected us to kind of do what we did, and we pulled it off. And it's kind of the same scenario. No one's really expecting us to go to this regional and do anything special, but I think some people will be shocked to see the Jacks in Lincoln.
Tell you back to the first game of the tournament against Oral Roberts. I didn't know this. They had never lost an opening round game. What was do you guys go in with no nothing to lose because everyone's expecting them to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, played like we had nothing to lose and select dealt, and I mean, that's pretty much all she wrote.
What was the confidence like after that, just with the guys after that game going forward?
I think at that point it was kind of the turning point where we realized we're like, yeah, we can really win this thing. If we win tomorrow, we're in a great spot. And I mean, pulled it off. Rylance came back, followed it up, and had a great outing. And Ty closed it out. And we're going into Saturday 2-0.
Why is it click, Trey? You're a pitcher. Why is this all click for your staff where maybe it hadn't all year, but this past week it did?
Honestly, I think it's really the you got nothing to lose aspect of it. Being a pitcher, it's such a mental game more than anything. And the ability to just play free and be yourself, it's been really good for our pitching staff.
Describe your emotion the last out. Where were you, and what was the dog pile like afterwards?
I mean, I was in the dugout. Ball went out to Nate and saw him lay out for it, and there was just a split second where we all kind of looked at each other. It was like, was it for sure a catch? And once it was confirmed, everything just kind of happened. We all rushed the mound, and big doggy pile. It was a lot of big guys on one mound, but it was a lot of fun.
How much family did you have in Minneapolis this past weekend?
Honestly, it was just my girlfriend there. My parents were at state track watching my sister compete. So they had come for the Wednesday game, and then immediately had to ship it out to Bismarck to watch Cadence compete. But
well, now they got another road trip planned then, right? This coming weekend, huh?
Yeah, keeping them busy, that's for sure.
How often have they been come down to Brookings or to watch you play this year?
I mean, quite a bit, which I'm fortunate enough, and the team's fortunate enough that we travel well. Everyone's kind of known that wherever we go, people say the Jacks always travel well, and I don't think it's gonna be any different here this next weekend, especially with Lincoln only being 3 hours away.
I have to ask, what was your reaction? You're watching the selection show yesterday, and you first off, see Nebraska up, and then you guys. What was that moment like?
I mean, going into it, we all kind of were thinking that we were going to go to either Nebraska or Kansas. So it's just a matter of which one, with the NCAA trying to keep it as regional as possible. I mean, we knew there was an outside chance we went to like UCLA or Georgia, but we were all kind of thinking like our money was on we were going to go to Nebraska.
You pitched in that game, correct?
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience, and now you get to live it all over again.
I mean, it was a big stage then, especially as a freshman, but I mean, there's going to be probably 10,000 people in that stadium, the way that they've been talking it up. So whoever goes out there and whoever plays, they'll have to be ready for the moment. And I think whoever it is, they'll be ready.
Can you describe what this year was like? What did Coach Bishop tell you about your role, and has it been what he thought? Has it been more? Can you go into that a little bit for this year for you?
I mean, I'd kind of come into this year knowing I'd come out of the bullpen. Honestly, I rode the roller coaster as a freshman, felt all the emotions, felt all the struggles. And I mean, I've played or pitched some of my best ball in the past couple of weeks, which is the right time. So I'll stay ready for sure for this weekend, and we'll see how the Cards play.
How difficult is that for you? You're used to playing all the time to now I may not. Just how mentally challenging has that been?
Yeah, it's definitely different mentally. I'm lucky enough to have really good leadership on the pitching staff to kind of keep or continue to be ready and stuff like that. Because some of the older guys, they've been in the same boat, and they've been really good leaders in that aspect.
Have you thought about how whirlwind this year has been? As a freshman, you're now going to the NCAA tournament.
I mean, I took some time yesterday to reflect a little bit of just, I remember the first game against UTSA and how much heckling we received there and how much of a different atmosphere it was then. So, I mean, with all the struggle we've had, with all the success we've had, it's just been really cool to kind of look back on for sure.
You and Caleb, I know, known each other for a long time. Tell me about that relationship, and a couple of guys that played up here now still playing together at SDSU.
Yeah, I mean, he's for sure been kind of a big brother role to me. Unfortunately for him, he tore his UCL before the season started. But his recovery is going well, and he's been with the team here, all year long, kind of shedding some light on the pitching staff. So we're excited to get him back next year for sure. But in the meantime, he's been a great teammate for sure.
I have to ask, the series at Newman, what was that like for you personally, being back up here and you guys take 2 or 3?
I mean, the baseball aspect, it's always good to beat the Bison in Fargo, but I was really lucky to have the amount of support I did there. Got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen since high school, so it was really cool.
Were you nervous for that, or was it just, hey, it's the next weekend, it's the next series up?
I mean, I was a little bit nervous, but honestly, I was just excited to see everybody again.
The whole experience, this whole freshman season, I have to imagine this has been even more than you bargained for this first year.
I mean, I think everyone kind of thought next year would be the year that the Jacks went and competed for the Summit. But honestly, it was our goal going into the year to win it, and we did. And I mean, very grateful for where we are right now.
The level of baseball, I think we talked about this, if you getting into it this time last year, is it what you thought? Is it better? Tell me about Summit League baseball now that you've been in it a year.
I mean, it's kind of what I thought. I would say it's a little more mentally demanding than I kind of had thought. Season's a little longer, especially when we had school and all the travel and stuff. But I mean, I had a pretty good first year, and I'm excited to get into it next year for sure too.
I think, Trey, people say, well, the Jacks, they know football, basketball, baseball. What has this been like the last few days to soak this in from maybe the other athletes that you guys are doing this?
I mean, some people in Brookings probably just found out we had a baseball team this week, but I don't know, all the attention that we've gotten and stuff, it's been good for sure to just kind of open people's eyes to the program and kind of what we're about. But I mean, the core group of guys has been the same. So we're not taking it or not making too big of a deal about it.
Did you have a sense you guys are like your best ball was coming when you went to Minneapolis? Had you been, do you think, trending in that direction?
Yeah. I mean, the tail of the season was there'd be a game where our hitting would come together and our pitching wouldn't be there, or there would be a game where our pitching was there and our hitting wouldn't be there. So we knew it had to click eventually, and we were lucky it did at the right time.
I know you mentioned it earlier how close it is. What do you think you guys will have for fan support on Friday afternoon?
I mean, we've seen ticket prices already, and they're not cheap. But I think as many Jackrabbit fans as can get out there I think will be pretty well supported. There's gonna be a lot of red in the stadium for sure, but I think there'll be a good amount of blue too.
I'm interested in like the off season for a college baseball player. I know what it has been. It's been Legion ball. Whenever this is done, what's on the schedule for you after this?
I mean, a lot of guys go play somewhere in the summer. Me personally, I thought it would be better just to stay at home, train, get stronger, learn to throw harder, throw more strikes, be more consistent, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited for that.
What are you tapping out at right now? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't. I haven't had a gun on me in a couple weeks, but
is that good? Or you rather not? Like, hey, I want to see where I can get to by the time next season rolls around.
Yeah, I mean, for me, throwing strikes and just having more than a fastball in the zone is kind of my bread and butter. So it matters a little bit how hard I throw, but not as much as some people would think.
Last thing, and I appreciate this, if you get the call one time this weekend, what do you think is going to go through your mind being on the mound in an NCAA tournament game?
I mean, it would be a pretty cool moment for sure. Honestly, it'll be just me telling myself to slow down, like you belong here kind of thing, and just have confidence in myself to compete.
There's our conversation we had with Trey Husar yesterday, Northern Cass alum and now South Dakota State freshman left-hander. Jackrabbits will face Nebraska coming up on Friday at 3 o'clock. Just a quick word on the college baseball tournament, which I would say not even a decade ago, the first weekend of games would be impossible to find. There'd be a handful that would be on the old ESPN3, but nothing would be on network television, let alone the entire first round. But I'm just scrolling here, looking at all the games, and obviously the advert of the SEC network is there. You've got ESPN Plus certainly is expanded. ESPNU is going to have games. But every game, if you want to watch this weekend, you're going to be able to do that. And that's sensational in its own right. For our purposes here, for the Lincoln Regional, the Jacks game with Nebraska will be at 3 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Then Arizona State Ole Miss will be on ESPN2 at 8 o'clock on Friday. And again, they've got to accommodate a million things as ESPN. Now, they don't have to accommodate the Western Conference Finals in hockey or the Eastern Conference Finals in basketball, so that'll open up things like for the Women's College World Series because that begins tomorrow in Oklahoma City. But the rapid growth of that event cannot be ignored. Now on Husar, real quick, just to give his stats for the season. And he's probably, I think in his own mind, he's probably even pitched more than he's thought this season. He's worked 14 2/3 innings, allowed 29 hits. He's allowed 20 runs so far. At a tough time, he pitched against Oral Roberts, gave up 6 runs in mid-April there. He last worked on May 16th. He worked 2/3 of an inning and didn't allow any runs against Omaha in his last time out. Again, being thrown into it right from high school ball to college, that's not necessarily how many do it. Speaks a lot about what they think his talent is at that level and potentially going forward as well. And he said it in the interview with me there at the end, that thinking that, hey, next year might be the year, as in 2027 will be the year that South Dakota State would break through. But you know what? You take advantage of the opportunity when you've got it. So often we've talked about, well, this may not be the year, and then something happens and clicks. That's where it's at with SDSU. They're 6 or 7 games under 500, and they're going to the NCAA baseball tournament. And we'll see what happens coming up on Friday for their opening round game against Nebraska in Lincoln. Again, a repeat trip. They were down there, lost 5-4 to the Huskers in a midweek game that was played early on in the season, and now a chance to get down there. All we've heard between Nebraska's softball team making it to Oklahoma City and the Husker baseball team having a run in the Big Ten tournament, and you heard Trey mention it, the amount of tickets and what they're going for is just crazy right now. That attention level is just off the charts with them. So we'll see as that gets going on Friday. We'll take a break, get caught up, get a few emails to get to, and ESPN actually literally just got, I'm not humble bragging, they just got back to me with a little bit of info on what's going to happen later today with the schedule release. We'll tell you about that as Hot Mic rolls on. Final 40 minutes of the show. We're back after this.